Good morning. Happy Tuesday. And it's okay if your Tuesday isn't happy, for sure. Let me see here. I'm going to share this one place. There we are. All right. People reaching out already. So, good morning. Good morning. If you show up, say good morning. Let me know you're out there. We don't need stalkers. Stalkers don't. You know what? Stalkers get a bad rap. They do. So don't be a stalker, okay? I just need you to know. Need you to know don't be a stalker. It's not cool. Let me get to this so that I can see your see the comments. Feel free to say something if you'd like, and then again, it's okay if you don't. But it's not okay because you need to not be rude. You need to say hi. You need to say hi. So it is cloudy here today. Hot, hot. I am ready for fall. I am ready for pumpkin spice. I am ready. I am. I'm ready for all the good things. All the good things. Pumpkin spice and decorating for the fall. And because summer has been brutal. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? Thanks for joining. Summer has been brutal. Brutal this year. I am just crazy, crazy uh, few days, right? It's almost like I can't come on here without talking about it. The attempt on um, President Trump's life. And I have to wonder how far do you have to go to decide that you want to kill somebody? That's wow, crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, but yet this happens in our world every day, because of not just because it was a president, but because people are doing that every single day. Every single day, people think that it's okay to take a life. And it's just so sad. Hi, Cheryl. I see you. Um, I My heart was just breaking. Um, People say breaking for the attempt. Yeah, breaking for the attempt. Breaking for the people who were fighting for their lives in the hospital. Breaking for the family who lost a dad and lost a husband and lost friends and a firefighter. Seriously, somebody who serves our community. And the moment that you become very careless and reckless and out of your gourd like that, there is always the possibility that else is going to get hurt. And it just it breaks my heart. I shared the post of the daughter of the gentleman who was killed, and I have to tell you that my heart broke for her because one, she just loved her daddy so much, and I know they'll get through it. I know because I could feel her faith in God in her post. I could feel the fact that she knew that God gave her people to hold on to who were going to get her through this. But it doesn't make it any less of a loss. And it has, I think, done the exact opposite of what maybe whoever did this thought it was going to do. But you know what? Not my monkey, not my circus, right? But God has the final say on the judgment of all that for sure. I will tell you what I hate. I hate the people who are spewing the hate. And I find it amazing that it's a lot of the younger generation. These people in their 20s and their 30s, these people who are my kids' age. And I have to say to what happened in the raising of these kids? What happened? What happened that everybody thinks that it is okay? These things like, oh, near miss, next time don't miss. What is that? I mean, what is that people believe that they are just so desensitized that they think that's okay? That they think that's okay. I'm going to be honest. I have never once in my life, thanks baby, I have never once in my life ever heard my boys who are 30 and 37, I've never heard them say, and they've had some bad points in their life, that they wanted to kill somebody, that they wanted to, I mean, like, the thing is, that just wasn't something. You didn't do that. You didn't think that. You didn't, as close as that came was, come on, Road Runner and Wile E. Coyote, come on. And even then, Wiley never died, right? No, he got back up and just went after the Road Runner again. Yeah, it is just not okay. And I think for people who are saying it is okay, I have been dismissing people off my page for a while. And I don't have to be okay with what people say, but this is what I know. I know how to scroll. You know what people need to learn how to? They need to learn how to scroll. When you don't like something that somebody says, when you don't like the way somebody believes, if you don't like how somebody votes, if you don't like the color clothes they're wearing, if you don't like my glasses or my crazy hair, you know what? Keep scrolling. Do the right thing and keep scrolling. But these people who are just keyboard bullies and making it okay, it's not okay. Hi, Tanya. Good to see you. Hi, Marlene. Hi, Stephanie. See you there, too. We're just chatting, guys, about the fact that people just think it's okay to just bash people. And that it's okay to wish people dead. I know, everybody's saying this thing. Can I be real? Everybody says unalive. Can I ask what that is? Am I just too old at 61 that people are going to say unalive? I mean, I don't know. Is that what the problem is? People don't call things for what they are. Dead? Maybe if people heard that word, maybe if it became so where it didn't hurt people's feelings, call it for what it is. I mean, I don't know. This whole thing with hurting feelings, and I don't try to hurt feelings. I do not. But we are raising kids who are just a bunch of pansies. There's just no other way to say it. That's how I feel. And I'm not going to stay on this, but that's how I feel. I feel that people tried to make things too easy for their kids. I believe that the reason that kids go down some of the paths they go to is because they've never had to learn the things that we have had to learn, at least that I've had to learn as an adult. That it seems like when older people have hard times, they go, I never want my kids to have those hard times. I never want my kids to go through struggles. I never want my kids to have this. Why? If you feel like you are better after the fact, why? Why not? It is not the great easy times that builds the integrity, that builds what they can take, that builds their strength to be able to endure. It is the fact that when they go through the hard times, when you help them walk through the tough times, the fact that not everybody's going to like them. The fact that it's okay to fall down, it's okay to fail. Everybody doesn't need a trophy. I never understood that either. My kids, not everybody got a trophy. Look, if you lost, if your team sucked, they just sucked. It's how it was. And I know a lot of you aren't going to agree with me, and that's okay. You don't have to. The great thing is, I'm okay if you don't agree with me. But I believe, hi Raj, I believe that, you know what? They need a reason to be better. They need a reason to show up to practice. And the reason is, if you suck at football, Then come to practice so we can practice and we can learn and we can get better, right? And then we can go out there and we can show improvement and we can get better. But let me be real here. Even in business, I am finding even in business, look, there are even adults who are like, you know what, something happens, something doesn't happen in the time frame that they want it to happen. You know, they're with a company, they're with a job, they haven't been promoted in X amount of months. Nobody is telling them how awesome they are all the time. And so they choose that, you know what, let's just quit. Because quitting is the easiest thing, but quitting will never get you anywhere. It will never get you anywhere. You've got to decide that when you want to go after something and the stars are aligned, that the doors are open for you to go after something, go after it. Decide what it is that you want. And go after it and stay with it. Stay with it. And in life, don't feel like you're never going to fall down. In life, quit thinking that if it's not easy, you're doing something wrong. I don't ever remember God promising anywhere in the Bible, not anywhere, that it's going to be easy here. As I recall, it wasn't very easy for Jesus when he was here. Everybody wanted to kill him. Everybody wanted to stone him. Even his own people just turned their back on him. They were like bipolar or something. One minute they loved him, one minute they hated him. Kind of reminds me of me. Oh, Molly, I love you. I love what you say. And the moment that I hit a nerve, the moment I say something you don't like, oh, Molly, you know, she just needs to get off them live streams. She needs to quit posting that stuff. What's wrong with her? And next day, but Molly, I love that because that touched me so much, Molly. It touched me so much. And yeah, until the first time I say something that you don't like. Yeah. Stop that. There is a lot of people who say stuff that I don't like. I do not unfriend them. Now, you are not going to come on my wall and you are not going to post hateful, degrading crap, untruths on my wall. You're not, look, you got your own wall to do. See, that's why Facebook gives us all a wall. See, we all have a wall that if you want to be nice, you can be nice on your wall. If you want to be a craphead, you can be a craphead on your wall. If you want to vent, you can vent on your wall. If you want to share, you can share on your wall. But if somebody does not invite you to share on their wall, stay the heck off of it. Do everybody a favor. Stop it. You come on, what do you think you make yourself look great because you're going up against somebody? Stop it. And if somebody is being horrible on their own wall, let me tell you something. You don't think people don't see that? Do you really think you have to point it out? Do you really think you have to give them more attention by calling them out? I get it because look, let me be clear. I'm talking about what I've done myself. I've done it. Read something. Emotional response. Let's go. Emotional response. My husband always says, Molly, you're such an emotional person. That's not a bad thing. But when you go to react, you must pull yourself back first and not react emotionally. Sometimes I don't get that right. And I do that too. But you know what? Most of the time I always regret it. Most of the time I wish I had just stepped back for a minute, because if I had, I would have said it a little bit differently. But the truth of the matter is, we live in the United States of America. And do you know what freedom that gives you? You can basically say what you want to and on Facebook on your wall. But not on my platform. You don't. You know, you're not going to come on my platform and act like there is no God. Because on my platform, there is a God, and he is real. You're not going to come on my platform and preach that you wish somebody had died, because on my platform, God has given us life and he is the only one who should be choosing to take it away. And if you think that's okay, I try hard not to judge you, but I wonder what has gone so bad in your life, so wrong. that you would ever wish that on anybody. And don't tell me because it's somebody else's actions or something that somebody says. Let me be clear. Are you so perfect that you have never said, that you've never had an action, you've never had somebody in your family, that you have never done anything that maybe you shouldn't have done, or that maybe you didn't think anyone knew about? You know what? I'll never forget that verse in the Bible. Ye who were without sin, cast the first stone. Man, I think that takes us all out of the game personally. It does. It takes us all out of the game. And I think that people should absolutely be more aware of what they say. And also be more aware that there's not always one side. You know what? There's not always one side. I've learned that so much in my life with people always, but you don't understand. This person said that. I get that. But you know what? Even in divorce, can we be honest? There's his side, there's her side, and there's truth. Some of this probably is true, and some of this is probably true. But you know what? There's the truth. Hi, Angela. Good to see you. And let me tell you how I know that. Y'all know I talk about my life a lot. My kids sometimes love it. Sometimes they hate it. My family sometimes loves me for it. Most of the time they hate me for it. It's okay. Believe me, I've lived through worse. When I went through my divorce with my first husband, there was so much that was said. There was so much that was done. And it was probably very easy for him to lash at me. No, I know it was easy for him to lash at me. And it was very easy for me to want to lash back and go, no, blah, 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 blah. And here's what I figured out. Probably once the divorce was settled and once things settled down, this is what I figured out. There was his side, there was my side, and somewhere in the middle there was the truth. And the truth of the matter is there were wrongs on both sides. But you want to know why I say that? Because I should have taken responsibility to do something different, to insist on change sooner. I shouldn't have kept just trying to accept things. I shouldn't have allowed him to believe that everything was okay. I should have spoke out sooner, and he should have wanted to make things better. At the time he didn't. I don't know. If he looked back, would he now? I don't know. It doesn't matter now. Now we're in the best place that we can be together, being parents and grandparents and making life much better for our kids now. But I will tell you that he was not all wrong. I was not a person in a good place. I always say that Lee has gotten the best and the worst of me. For instance, when I knew then what I didn't want, to be quite honest, what happened was whenever I would even see Lee even attempting like something that would even remind me of my ex, I would be like, I'm not putting up with that. And most of the time, it wasn't even what he was doing, right? I was having PTSD, right? So all of a sudden, I was standing up for what I wanted. But at the same time, there were many things that he absolutely admired about me and that he loved about me. But I always say, if you ever want to know how much Lee Bibb loves me, realize this: he's still with me in all my issues, okay, and he still walks me through all my issues. So let's be honest. And we fight. Everybody goes, yeah. It always amazes me. I'll post a picture of me and Lee, and normally, unless I'm making fun of him or he's agitated me so much that I'm letting you guys know about it because it's my wall. I will put, and they'll be like, Molly, you all are just so perfect for y'all. Just everybody wishes they had a relationship. No, you don't. Don't sit Lee Bibb down and ask him about that wonderful relationship with me, because he's liable to trick y'all out and tell you some things about me that you may not like. So I would prefer you didn't know that. But let me tell you, it is not perfect. It is not perfect. We yell, he's upstairs, I'm downstairs. I yell as I'm going downstairs. We disagree. Yeah, we talk it out, we work it out. And sometimes I don't talk it out right away. See, I'm that girl who I need a moment. If I'm mad at you, even if you want to apologize, that's fine. You can apologize, and I probably am going to forgive you, but you have to give me a minute. Let me be over being mad. I am that person, right? And Lee can't stand it that I'm that person. Lee, if you say, I'm sorry, Lee just wants to like move on and that's it. That's it. He does just who he wants to be. And I'm like, I'm not that person. I'm not doing that. It's not who I am. I need a minute. I need a minute. Thank you. He'll be like, fine. He'll be like, fine. And then sometimes he'll do his sarcasm thing. It'll be, that's right, let's beat me up for like, the rest of the century for it. I'll have to beg for forgiveness. And then I'm like, you don't even get it. You know what? Like, you are pissing me off more, even though you apologize. You need to zip the lip. And you know me well enough, so why are you going to do it? You want to know why? Because sometimes he can't help himself. That's why. That's just why. And I'm sure they come from his own issues and my stuff comes from my own issues. Let me tell you what's really cool about all of this that I share. That we are still together and we are still fighting for our relationship. That we still believe that in the best of times and even in the worst of times, we are better together. Because we don't want to just give up. People want to give up too soon. They fall down. It's like, this is tough. And so they throw in the towel and they're divorced. And like, look, even my first marriage, I don't feel like I threw in the towel. I was 17 years in. What I did was I decided to collect my sanity and decide that this was just never going to work. We were never going to be better for our kids together. I hate that that's how it was. And right now we both are kind of different people, I guess. But I knew that even if I should have made a different decision, do you know what? I can't now. So what did I decide to do? I decided to get back up, and I decided to just wipe myself off and say, I don't know what's coming. I don't know if I'll ever be married again. I don't know what any of this looks like for me and my kids, but I am not going to quit. I am not going to quit. Exact, Monica, 100%. Girl, I have so many beds, Monica. I have so many beds, and I'm always making them and messing them up, but that's what we do, right? Now, and in the moment, I am not the person in the moment who will say, oh, I absolutely see the good in this, or I absolutely see what I learned from that, because sometimes the learning is not in the moment. Sometimes what you need to get from the fall, what you need to understand in the failure, what you need to understand when something doesn't work as soon as you wanted it to, or may not work out how you wanted to, or maybe that wasn't the right door to walk through, or maybe you should have walked away from something sooner, or maybe. The point is, you don't always see the greatness of where you've grown or what you're supposed to get from it in the moment. You don't. Sometimes it comes down the road, which is why you should get back up and you should walk. Why you should stop worrying about what everybody else is doing with their hate or with their flapping off at the jaws about what they think they know, or maybe what they think they know about you. And key in and love the people that are in front of you. Do you know sometimes the best way to show love isn't to call somebody out? Sometimes I believe the best way to call love is to keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Because I have to tell you something. If somebody feels so horrible about somebody that they want to see them dead, or they want to see something bad happen to them, there should be an examination of their own hearts and their own lives. And if you're like me, I can think of times when, honestly, I remember when my dad remarried the evil stepmom. I don't even know what else to say. And I saw her as the worst person ever. And my mom used to always tell me to really watch the word hate. She said, you can hate your vegetables. You can hate liver and onions, Molly. You can hate that you just fell and you just, scraped your knees. But Molly, when you use that word hate and you put people involved in it, that is a powerful, powerful emotion. That is a powerful, powerful word that you never want to just throw around when it comes to a person. You can hate or dislike their actions. You can hate the fact that they were mean to you. You can be angry that they were that, but to hate that person. And I have to tell you that this lady that my dad married, she wreaked so much havoc in my family. It was bad enough that my mom had died months prior, and that wreaked havoc. But when my dad remarried this lady who was not in any way good for our family or my dad, wasn't in any way good for my little brother who was only 5 at the time. And by the time she worked her lies and her manipulation and everything with my dad, I was getting out, moving out, because my dad said that he was choosing her and she did not choose me. That's what it comes down to in the end. I see that now. And I realized that I came as close to hating the person because I could not, the steps, the things she did, they bundled up like a mountain. It wasn't just what built up under a carpet that you just keep sweeping. It was a mountain. It wasn't a molehill. It was huge, and it was leading to the fact that I knew too, if I did not get away from her, that it was not going to be good, because I had developed something as close to hating. And then once I did move out, what I realized is I could blame her all day long, but my dad allowed it. My dad allowed this division. My dad chose her over his kids. Not let's everybody come together. He chose her over his kids. But it was easier to make her the scapegoat, right? My dad's the one who gave her the power. My dad's the one who let this just go on. But my dad was going through his own hell. He had lost my mom, and he just wanted a woman in his life who would potentially love him, take care of him, and do everything for him. And she let him think that she was going to be that person, and then there we were. So, when people wonder, I don't even think that's a story I've told before. It's weird how this stuff just comes out. I don't even know. I was no plan here. I don't know why. So I hope somebody heard this and needed it, right? Sometimes we blame the wrong people. Sometimes we listen to people. There's somebody we don't want to dislike. There's somebody that we don't want to think bad about. And we will put it on somebody else, but we will never look at the responsibility that somebody else should have taken for that. When my kids have made bad decisions, you know what I've learned? Kids can go off and they can do their things, even if you raise them completely right. But the other thing that I've learned is that I've been able to check off a list of things that I wished I had been better at. I wish that I had checked off something. Look, I look at my oldest son's first marriage, and I watched him repeat actions that I did because he watched his mom and what she did and what she went after and what she fell in love with and what she tolerated and how she took it and how she stayed silent in it and how she just thought that it would get better if she just kept at it or kept trying to make that person happy. And then even though I said, don't do that, don't do what I did, he did. He did that. And yes, I got a beautiful granddaughter from it. I did. But let me tell you the good part of the story. His first marriage ended in divorce too, and it was rough, and sometimes it still is. Then I realized he did get something from his mom. See, mom got back up. Mom said, I'm not letting this defeat me. I'm not going to let this rob me of my joy forever. I am not going to think that every man is the same just because this happened to me and I allowed things. I'm going to get back up, and somewhere along the line, if God wants me to find love, I'm going to find it. If he wants a good man in my life, I'm going to find it, but I'm going to pay attention. Man. I was so busy mourning the fact that my son had followed in my footsteps. Bad relationship, not paying attention, checking out, trying to make it better, shutting their mouth, letting the horrible stuff get bigger, and then divorced. And then I realized when he was done mourning the process, he got back up. And when he got back up, he chose to be wiser. He chose that he knew that he needed to look for something different and somebody who would partner and somebody who would love him and would work together. And even through arguments and disagreement, they would learn how to say, I'm sorry. That they would learn how to work it out. And in God's time, Jess walked in. Jess came from her own detriment of hard times. But somewhere along the line, God decided that because of her hard times and his hard times and the fact that they wanted to get it right with somebody, and they wanted to know that it wasn't all for naught, that they made bad decisions, that they were in bad relationships, that they made bad moves in their life, that people were mean to them, that people wronged them, but they still felt like they could get something right. That God had to have a plan that what they had been through could be used to better. And now, perfect relationship? It looks that way to me, but I'm sure it's not because I know my own. But now they love Skylar, they have Cam. I watch my son be this in touch father who is absolutely in the raising 100% and how they do things together and they do for each other and they worry more about each other, but at the same time, because that happens, they don't smother each other. And I watch this and I think, you would have never thought that something great could come from the fact that their lives had been so torn up and there had been so much sadness and so much grief and so much headache. You would have thought that for some people they'd go, never again. Never again. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to get in a relationship. All men, all women, they're all the same. It's bad. It's grief. And when you take that in or you wait for the person to make the same wrong moves that you just left, then you have not gotten up and wanted to be better or find better or do better. You believe that that's all that's out there, and I'm here to tell you it's not. If you have been burnt by a business partner, if you believe that something failed, I think about, we just recently found out that Roden and Fields, that they disbanded their leadership program, or they are going to in September. And there's no more leadership, or there's not going to be, and they're going to go to an affiliate program type program, which means it's all about sales, but everybody who's been in that company for the last 20 something years and who has built teams and has built the company, they're the reason the company's even had any success. What's happened is now they're just taking that away. And I know they're going to be angry, and I know they're going to be hurt, and I know they're going to be worried. And I would be too. But things change. But don't you dare think, for my friends out there in that company, don't you dare think that there's not a bigger plan somewhere. Because there's no way that you could be what you were to so many people and know that that cannot be used somewhere else in life. You're probably somebody who helps in your churches. You're probably somebody who helps and volunteers stuff and programs. Life is going to open up for you again. It sucks. It shouldn't be this way. But we all have bad stuff, right? We all have bad stuff. But it's up to us to decide once we get there. Be sad, be upset. You can even be angry. Don't unpack there. Don't unpack there, because you are meant for more. More. And you're going to figure out what that looks like. You will. You will. I've had to figure some of those same things out for myself when things just aren't going how you think they're supposed to go. And you don't even understand why things are happening, why they're happening. You don't understand why things are going the direction that they're going to. You don't understand. You feel like nobody is listening to you, and I'm here to tell you, keep walking. Keep walking. There is something for you. If you feel like if it's rough, if you feel like I don't know what to do now, I am telling you, you're still breathing. Life is not over. You're still breathing. Business isn't over. You're smart. You're capable. Don't let things bring you down to the point that you feel like you think God has got no plan for you in the future. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. 100% he does. But you've got to decide. I said something to my team, I think in a post the other day. I said, you know what? I said, I've never, ever been through something in my life where something's let me down, or I have been heartbroken or upset, whatever that looks like, where God has not had something around the corner for me that was going to be better and greater. And the deal is this, that something is around a corner for me. But you know what I had to do? I had to go around the corner. I had to go around the corner. I had to get to the thing that was there for me. I had to embrace it. I had to do something with it. I had to, again, I really never saw myself getting married again. I didn't. But if I had just said, I don't want to go around that corner, that's scary. I don't want to even rethink starting over with somebody ever again. I don't want to do that, because what if it's the same thing? What if it's always the same way? Let me tell you. It could be, but not if you learn something from the last race around the sun, right? No. I had to walk around the corner, and I had to meet Lee Bibb, and I had to get to know him, and I had to be his friend, and he became my friend. And I learned that not all men were built the same. And we started walking those corners and those sidewalks together. And eventually, I realized that when you learn and you become better, and he learns and he becomes better, you become better together. And that's happened to me in business. That's happened to me in life. It's happened to me with family. Look, family still gets upset with me because I think differently than I've thought in the past. I've grown up. I've realized things cannot stay the same, but let me be clear. They are not supposed to stay the same. Growth does not happen when nothing changes. And sometimes when you start seeing changes in life, no matter what you're looking at, it's alerting you that it's time for growth and it's time to do something different. It's time to be bigger than you were. It's time to decide that, as scary as it is, I want to be better. Quit thinking, you people who have been through divorces and you've been through bad relationships and you've been through bad jobs, quit thinking that there is not anything else out there for you, that you were the problem. And if you were some of the problem, then own what that problem is. I don't have any friends. Nobody wants to do anything with me. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, why is that? Why is that? Because let me tell you something. I have seen people coming towards me when I have been at events or whatever, and I know it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. Molly, pull out the love bucket. You are to love this person no matter what they say, no matter how negative they are, no matter how much they want, no matter what they want to do. Molly, you love him. You love him hard, Molly. You love him. You loved him a long time. Love him. And it's hard. And I think to myself, I love it. I feel like I love everybody. Even the people who can be like just straight a-holes. I can love them through it. I mean, when my husband's an a-hole, I still love him, right? Right, I do. I get through it. But let me tell you, there are people that I'm like, I don't want to spend an hour with that person because that person, they bring me down. They make me think the world's ending. They make me think, oh, everything, it's doom, 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 doomsday, doomsday. Oh no, this person's in office. Oh no, that person's getting into office. Oh no, this has happened. Life is worth this. If this happens with marriage, all marriages are bad. If this happens with business, all business is bad. If this happens with church, all churches are bad. If this no, y'all, stop. Stop it. Not everything is bad just because you've had a bad experience. My goodness. We have got to stop that. When are we going to become stronger than the issues? When are we going to become stronger than the hate? I mean, do you feel good having that kind of hate or dislike or just crud in your life? That kind of anger? Anger will age you. Anger will give you wrinkles. I don't care how good your skincare is. Let me be clear. Anger will give you ulcers. Anger will make your health horrible. I got something for that. I got to tell you something. Anger, emotional hate, coming at people, all that negativity, always thinking like the sky is falling, always. Let me tell you something. That will take you down. And when you are that person, and that cloud, have you ever watched Pigpen and the dust that follow him? Right? You know Pigpen, right? And if you don't, stop it. You're making me feel old. Stop. Everybody see that it's dirt, right? Everybody see it. Everybody see that negativity. It's flowing off you. It's like the green ooze. It's like the snot that you just can't unsee that's coming down and drying down a kid's face. And all you want to do is take a wet washcloth and wipe it off or something. I mean, I'm just saying, hey, Jess, good morning, my friend. My daughter-in-law on here. I love her so much. I was talking about you earlier. You have to go back, Jess. It was good. It was good, Jess. It's good. I have to tell you, this crud, this hate, I don't understand it. And let me tell you something. I have met some of the quote-unquote nicest people until they start talking about politics, about somebody that's not even in their life all the time. And they will start talking, and let me tell you, it is like they turn into some demon. Their eyes get bulgy. They want to be right. Because how's that make you feel? Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror when you're talking about these things? I mean, it's a little scary, but I'm more scared for you. I'm not scared for me. Because, see, I can just delete it. I don't care. I'll just delete you. I don't stop loving you. And you know, so somebody put on my wall the other day, I put something on about the daughter of the gentleman that was killed in the assassination attempt, and can I tell you, she says, and all I was talking about was the daughter, right? I was talking about how I felt for her, and my heart went out, and oh my goodness, and then, and she comes on and she goes, if you, Molly, and all these people here are a Trump supporter, well, you can just go ahead and block me, and I'm like, yeah, just go ahead. You and all of them can block me right now. You can just delete me right now. And I'm like, what? Why are you talking about me deleting you or blocking you? I mean, if it's really what you want, I can accommodate you. Because if you think that you're bringing that lousy negative attitude because I could possibly think differently than you, I mean, do you feel that way when I wear red and you can't stand the color red? Do you feel that way because I like vegetables and maybe you don't like vegetables? I mean, I'm just asking. Like, but because I could think differently, do you understand what the media has done to just pit people against people because they think differently? Because they choose differently? We need to re-examine who we want to be, because I got news for you. If you think how you came at me and the people that were on my feed, if you think how you came at me makes me in any way want to be a part of what's going on in your life, it doesn't. It means I will pray for you. But you are one of those people that I'm going to have to love from over there. Because now I can't trust you on my feed. I can't trust you when I'm not looking and I'm working and I'm out doing my thing, that you're not going to come on and you're going to, and I know people go, oh, Molly, you can take all your stuff and you can make it to where nobody can post unless you approve it. Let me tell you something. If you're truly a friend of mine, if you're truly a follower of mine, and your heart is in the right place with anybody who is my friend on social media, with anybody who is following me on social media, I should not have to worry about what you're going to post on my platform. I should never have to worry about that. I should never have to worry about the fact that you could possibly come and just lambaste about what somebody thought or what somebody posted on my. Why? And if what I believe or what I think is so bad, why were you following me? And what the other thing you were following me for, it wasn't good enough, but what? Because you make your assumptions about what I think, about what others think? Girl, you need to take a pill or something. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the whole car. Because you need an overhaul in your attitude and in your thinking. That's what I think. Just saying. I don't even know how I got here. Here I am, and we're talking about this. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the devotion today. Nothing. So I have to believe this was God led. I do. I have to believe it. Because I am really, really tired of seeing people just hate people because they love their country. Tired of seeing people hate on people because they're trying to figure out how they're going to make a good living in today's economy, and because of actions, bad actions of people who make decisions, that people are trying to find a way to work around it. And I'm tired of people treating them like they've got some leprosy, some disease. I am tired of seeing people go at each other simply because they don't agree on something. I only had my mom for 16 years. But my mom, all she ever instilled in me was love. And yes, I did learn some things from my mom about what I didn't want to be too. I didn't want to be the pushover in the family because I watched my mom do that. I don't want to be the person who makes everything right for everybody. And I don't want to be the person who gives people false hope about things that in my heart I feel like are not going to happen. So I won't. I won't. I will always stand on my own ethical, God given truth of what I think about something or where God has led me. You don't have to like it. I'm not going to. And by the way, none of it involves hate. None of it involves. None of it involves, wanting to do bodily harm, guys. It's just a lot of people don't like change. And a lot of people are just scared. And a lot of people watch too much news. I just I believe that we need to try to be better. We need to quit quitting. You need to quit thinking because something is hard that it's not worth it. You need to stop being fearful of what other people think of you simply because you want to stand on your opinion or you want to do something that makes your life better. Because in the end, you're the only one responsible for it. You're the only one who has to pay that electric bill. You're the only one raising that kid. And what I would say to a lot of people is what I've had to look at with myself. When you wonder why your kids are doing X, Y, and Z or why they're reacting away, look at yourself. Look at yourself first. Because the apple most of the time does not fall far from the tree. I've heard that my entire life, and boy, as I get older, is it true? It's true. Don't worry about what everybody else should do. Let God take care of them. Worry about how you can be better. Worry about what corner you need to go around to see what's waiting for you. Worry about the changes you need to make for you to be in a better place with a better attitude, with a better mindset, which is going to lead to better relationships and better money situations and better everything because you've said, I'm not giving up. I am going to open the doors that are in front of me. I am going to be better. I'm going to pick myself up off the ground. Yeah, it's hard. I get it. It's hard. I go back on Friday for my yearly kidney check. Most of you know that in 2020, I was diagnosed with a mass on my kidney, and they had to remove part of my kidney and remove the mass. And thankfully, it was caught early. And it was after the whole, coming out of the COVID thing, which was not easy. And we're not even going to get into that story. But then the story is I have to go back on Friday. So what am I asking? I am asking if you guys will please, please keep me in your prayers. I have to go for a CAT scan and I have to go for um, X-ray, whatever they do, and then I have to see the doctor on Tuesday. So I don't get the results till Tuesday, but I have to go for my scans on Friday. So what I'm going to ask for you to do is I'm going to ask for you to pray that the kidney, I think it is, I mean, I feel like it is doing just fine, that I will get a clean bill of health where that is, and that if he does give me a clean bill of health, he did tell me last year that if everything looks good this time, that I will graduate to the 5-year check instead of the yearly check. And that can be a great thing because the deductible is not kind. When you have a high deductible and you have to pay for all these tests, ugh. So put me on your list for Friday. And then put me on your list for Tuesday. I won't be able to, next Tuesday, I don't think I'll be doing this because I'll be at Wake Forest Baptist. But please, if you will. Paula, I've had Bell's palsy. I had that right before my wedding to Lee. I've had that. I had to take steroids, and yeah, it was bad. I still have here with the Bell palsy. This was the side of my face it affected, and it pulled down everything. My eye, it pulled this down severely, and even here I can see there was such a pull that the wrinkle stuff I don't have here, I have here from it. Um, I remember the metal taste that I had in my mouth. I didn't know what was going on with me. It happened when I was coming back from signing up somebody, and uh, I just thought, what is going on? And they believed that there was a lot of stress going on then because we were getting ready to get married, and I did. They put me on steroids and some stuff, but I recovered from it. It was a result of a car accident that I had. Yeah, again, stress, big things, big life things can happen, and it did to me. And I'm good. I mean, I eventually saw, look, I'll deal with a little bit of stuff going on here. I was having a little bit of trouble talking because of the side of my tongue. So I remember these things. And I remember saying, I'm not getting married if this is what I'm not doing the wedding. Oh, I was a hot mess. Can I tell you? I was a hot mess. But yeah, absolutely is. But praying for you, girl, because it will, you will recover. You will recover, okay? But Bell's palsy can be, I know a couple of people who've had it severely and had it for a really long time. Um, and they're dealing so wonderfully with it. And I thought to myself, shame on you, Molly. And this was years later. Man, God blessed you. And within weeks, you were better. And some people are dealing with it ongoing. And I have to tell you that I realized what a blessing that I had to be able to recover quickly. But you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, Paula. I'm already in therapy. You had trouble talking. Yep, Paula, just keep at it, friend. Don't you give up. Don't you give up, girl. Don't. And I know you. You won't. You won't. I don't know how God's going to use this with you, but Paula, He will. Somewhere. We don't see it now. We never do when we're going through the tough stuff. So somewhere in all this, you're going to be able to come back and you're going to be able to tell me a story from this. And hey, really glad you had a car accident. Let me tell you something. I'm glad that basically you're okay from that car accident. I'm glad you're still here to tell me about the Bell's palsy. 100%. And yeah, God is good 100% of the time. So guys, I'm sorry that this was not if you're reading the heading, An Unexpected Thread of Hope, I'm going to go change that because we will tackle that, I guess, in 2 weeks because I won't be here next week. But I will put up an update when I see the doctor so that everybody knows. But please, please, keep me in your prayers. I'm hoping the testing will go good and I will get a clean bill of health. God has got this, no matter what anything looks like. Boy, hasn't He taught me that, right? He has. And um, do better. Do better. If you're watching this on replay and you're not still with me in the live and you're deciding to watch this is different than the other ones. I don't know why. It wasn't supposed to be. I have the book open. I was supposed to be reading this and I didn't. But please do better. Don't give up. Get back up. Don't do what today's society is doing and these younger kids. Teach these kids that you do not give up. You get back up. Hate is not a good thing to have in your heart. It is not. And I don't care what you like or don't like. That the repercussions for you when you let that simmer, it's not good. It is not good at all. Um, Sarah, hey Sarah. I just saw Sarah. I know she doesn't stay around long, but good to see you, baby. Good to see you. Thank you, Rosie, for your prayers and love you too. You guys, look, we are all a hot mess. We are all full of sin. We all do things that are wrong. I am the queen of getting things wrong, okay? So let's be honest. I own it. But you know what? We're all here for a reason. And sometimes social media is the devil. It is. Especially when people start attacking people. It's wrong. Even if you don't agree with their opinions. If you don't like, if they're putting the kind of hate that says they want somebody to die or this or that, look, I don't need those kind of people in my life as far as me reading it every day. And what I do normally is I just unfollow. I don't look, I pray for them. I pray for them because I hate the fact that they're ate up with all the hate, right? I can't stand it. I want it to be better for them. Just stop it. Like, don't, that kind of stuff will eat you alive physically, mentally, the whole 9 yards. So don't. But to watch it all the time, I cannot. But I can pray for you, and I'm not going to come and battle you over it. I'm not, because that's not the job that God gave me. But I am here to love you through it. You're just that person I'm going to have to love from over there. So it's all good. We are all different, but we need to respect each other 100%. Hate should have no place in our lives unless you hate liver and onions. But there are people who love it. And you know what? I don't dislike the people who like liver and onions. Because you know what? My mama and daddy love liver and onions. I couldn't stand it. I would gagged on it. My mama said after I gagged on it the one time and choked that I never had to eat it again because I scared her to death. It got stuck and I couldn't swallow it. And so I don't. And by the way, I worked at the ranch house and people told me their liver and onions was amazing. And I had to serve it all the time. Didn't like the smell of it, but you know what? I love them people and the people who tipped me when I was putting that plate down of liver and onions, because if that meal was right and they were happy with it, that's all it meant. So you don't have to like peas. You don't have to like a TV show. You don't have to like the fact that, somebody you can hate that somebody talked to you horribly, but don't hate the person. Because I guarantee you it comes from somewhere where somewhere along the line something bad has happened to let them think that hate is okay. Pray for them. Pray for them. And be a little patient, but don't subject yourself to being the center of that hate all the time. Remove yourself, because that's our God-given gift, right? We can do that. I love you guys. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for showing up live and on the replay and watching the YouTubes. Thank you so much. And I hope somehow this brings just a little value, some laughs. Maybe it just takes up a little time in your day and where we can be together. That's what I like about this. I like these Tuesday mornings, even when people are so busy they can't show up in person right away. I just love sharing. It's what I do. Because believe it or not, when I'm calling myself out about stuff that I do, being that honest with you helps make me a better person and a better version of me that hopefully, if you don't love me, maybe you'll find something to love about me. But if you love me, maybe it'll help you love me more, or maybe it'll help you understand somebody else, and maybe you will be just a little bit more patient with them. So God bless you. Have a great rest of your week. And if you're in this heat, and I think everybody is, stay cool, because Mama dying here, okay? Mama don't like the heat. Mama hate the heat, okay? Let me just say that. Mama hate the heat. I'm going to say the hate word. I do not like this heat. I am ready for pumpkin spice latte and sweater. You know what I'm saying? Sweater. And for me, it would be, sweatshirt weather, right? I'm looking for it. I need it in my life. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.